back at it again, and we have another one of these videos where some quotes are presented, but the people that are getting asked some of these questions are told that the quotes come from someone totally different than who they actually come from. They're always really, really interesting how people respond once they're told the truth. So with all that being said, let's dive in.
Today we're here in Meridian Square Park in DC asking people what they think of racist Donald Trump quotes. They're actually all Joe Biden quotes, but we want to see if they change their answer based on who said the quote. Let's go see what they have to say. We're reading Donald Trump quotes. We're trying to get people's reaction to them. Just like a reaction video. Unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle, the jungle being a racial jungle with tensions having built up so high that it's going to explode at some point.
I mean, that's kind of what's happening now, right? Because we're trying to address the root issues of the racial tension, and yet he doesn't want to support it, so I don't really know what he's suggesting by that tweet.
Poor kids are just as bright as white kids. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's a horrible assumption that all wealthier kids are white, and he's an idiot.
So speaking about President Obama, he said,
well, I hope when she's told that was actually Mr. Joe Biden that she still feels the same way. But let's continue on.
That Obama is the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean. What do you guys think about that?
Yikes, big yikes, fat yikes.
I think yikes.
Big yikes. Okay, all around big yikes.
Fat yikes.
Very articulate, yikes.
Obama is the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean.
Huh. Well, that's not true at all, but...
That he's the first, right?
Well, or that it's true that it's like a rare thing for them to be articulate or bright.
Right.
It's so racist and ignorant in every way, and it's like he's never interacted with a black person, or anybody else for that matter, that has any sense of anything.
Poor kids are just as bright as white kids. What do you think about that?
Disappointing.
What do you think about like our leaders talking this way? I guess like, you know, somebody in the president position.
I'm gonna love to hear this. She gonna say something crazy because it's crazy how the media convinced all of these folks to completely across the board just hate Trump. For the most part was a bunch of lies. As far as I'm concerned, as far as what I've seen, it was all lies. Bended and twisted his words and all types of stuff. But let's hear it. This is gonna be crazy.
Saying these kinds of things.
Well, of course I think it's unacceptable, but at the same time, I think it's good for all of us to hear that that's what he truly thinks.
He said, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is incredibly diverse and with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
He's just so blatantly racist. There's nothing else. That just literally makes no sense, even from like a basic level of understanding.
So, I mean, do you think that somebody with these attitudes, like who said this kind of stuff, should be a leader, like at all, or should be our president?
Should he be?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
200 and...
Interesting. Huh. Well, after he tells her who it actually is, I hope he asks her, so, next election, will you still vote for Joe Biden? I hope he asks that question. That would be the ultimate question right there. After he tells her who actually said that. Run that back, please.
So, I mean, do you think that somebody with these attitudes, like who said this kind of stuff, should be a leader, like at all, or should be our president?
Absolutely not. 200 and a bajillion% not.
What if I told you?
Oh, and she double, triple, cajillion, trillion down. Okay. Well, hopefully he asks and we find out.
That these were all Joe Biden quotes. Would that change your point of view or your reaction?
Joe Biden is problematic as hell, but like, we all know that he's not had a great past, and I don't believe has a great present, but he is the option that we need to get out of the hole that we're in. Joe Biden, like, whatever, like, not a fan personally, but I think the impact that he would have.
Hold on, wait. Time out. She said something very interesting there. And I think, and I said this yesterday, if you looked at it from just a neutral perspective, she said we need Joe Biden to get out of the hole we are in. If anything, I think we were put in a hole, or have been put in a hole since Joe Biden took office. I mean, has anything good happened during this administration thus far? I'll ask that again. I asked it yesterday. I didn't get any answers, but I'll ask it again. Maybe somebody new is watching and has a great answer.
Versus the impact that Donald Trump would have with 4 more years is Joe Biden's a better impact for most Americans.
If I told you that these were Joe Biden quotes, would that change your opinion at all, or your reaction to them?
Yeah, well, Biden has made some certain gaffes,
Do you think that somebody that brings up stereotypes like this and says Obama's the first clean and articulate black guy, should that be somebody that is our leader, that's our president?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. So that's interesting. You got me.
Okay, so what if I told you that these were all Joe Biden quotes? So would that change your reaction to them at all, or your responses?
It does make me feel like there unfortunately isn't the perfect candidate for this upcoming election. However, I feel like, instead of that, if we were to look at the whole person, that, it just like the 2016 election, to me, Joe Biden is still the better choice.
And the thing about you saying that is like, okay, yes, that's horrible to hear, but it also means that we so easily trust it with Trump and not with others, which means it's just so blatantly in the wrong direction in a way that Biden isn't usually, which is why we're more surprised to hear it's from him, even though obviously
Hold on, wait. Those are super old quotes, though. But somehow, some kind of way, nobody really knows about. We've explained time and time again what Trump said, and yet Biden hasn't really had the answer for what he said. Interesting how that works, huh? But, I'm starting to figure out that's just the way that it goes in this game of politics. One side gets to get away with something that the other side doesn't. And I would also love to ask them today, do they still feel like Joe Biden was the right choice? What do y'all think they would say? Let me know in the comment section. Let's continue on, though.
it's not okay from anybody, and it is shocking to hear that it's from Biden too.
Okay. Do you think the
And it's a shame that they are shocked, because those are super, super old quotes. Those weren't said like yesterday or anything. Those have been around for years.
fact that maybe you haven't heard some of these quotes from Biden that were blatantly racist as well might be because of the media, the way the media covers Trump versus Biden, maybe,
100%. I think that the media is skewed often to present people in a certain way, and we definitely present Trump in look at all these horrible things he does all the time, and let's just keep nailing them into the public, because he does do horrible things all the time that just keep going out. And it doesn't make any of this okay. I still will choose Biden over Trump any day.
Biden's not.
Goodness gracious, I thought she was on the right track there. Were y'all getting excited too when she went on? She was like, yeah, the media kind of skews things, and they paint Trump in a bad light. I was like, oh yeah, wow, she's seeing the light. The media twist things, and then she went for a left turn and just went off the rails and completely lost it. Was I the only one that was watching that thinking that? Let me know in the comment section, please. I was getting excited for a second.
Any of this okay? I still will choose Biden over Trump any day.
Biden's not the right person for the time. He very clearly has his biases as well. And it's frustrating that it doesn't feel like you have a choice, because the alternative is even worse and so clearly and directly harming people and not amenable to change.
What if I told you that these are all Joe Biden quotes? Would that change your reaction at all, or?
That actually does.
It does.
No, I just think that's important to know. My reaction is very similar, but wow.
Can I ask you, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but will you be supporting Joe Biden, or will you be voting for Joe Biden in the election?
That's a really tricky question. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. The most important thing should be getting Donald Trump out of the White House.
Honestly, we're going for we're picking our poison here, and clearly this is the better option, and it's the more progressive and tolerant option.
Me, I feel like I'm not voting for Joe Biden. I'm voting for the people that are gonna support him in that role.
Is there anything, it's kind of like Biden no matter what, anything to get Trump out? Do you guys feel that way? Do you agree with that sentiment?
At this point, unfortunately, yeah, there isn't another option, and I'm so unwilling to have Trump in office again that that's what it feels like definitely.
So no matter what Biden says or does,
I think that's a scary thing to say, but I don't think it's no matter what he does. But to some degree, unfortunately, that's super fucked up to say. And I know you're pointing that out in a really good, powerful way, but I'm just so not gonna vote for Trump. That's just, and I'm gonna vote. So who am I gonna vote for? Gonna have to be Biden, yeah.
So, the young lady at the very end there with the bandana, it was very interesting to hear her say that, especially because she was the one who pointed out that the media obviously is biased, which is why, I said I was getting excited when she was pointing that out. I was like, whoa, wow, somebody actually sees it. They see what is happening. And then, like I said, she went off in left field somewhere and went off the rails. But if you know that the media is biased and twist things, you don't care about that? You don't care to look deeper into that? You don't think that they twisted some things Trump has said and made them seem terrible? And what's more important, words or actions? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. I think actions are a lot more important than just simple words. Me personally, I don't know if that's a consensus across the board. Y'all can let me know in the comment section. Of course, how on one hand can you, first off, you say, saying some of these R-word things is just horrible and terrible. Trump is just this horrible person. But when you're told that it's Biden, yeah, you may say it's still bad. But you also say, no, I'm still voting for him now. How does that even work? How does that work? You're not going to at least, well, I'm going to look deeper in, I would assume any other person would say, okay, well, I'm going to look deeper into, these accusations and these quotes. And while I'm doing that, I'm actually going to look deeper into what Trump has actually said too. Don't you guys think that would have been the rational thing to do? Instead of rationalizing R-word type of rhetoric. And these same folks will be the ones that will be out in the streets when, situations like George Floyd happen. They'll be out in the streets marching. But you rationalize the R-word type of stuff, though. So how does that work? So are you really against the R-word? It's my final question. Y'all let me know what you thought about all of this in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.